membunuh untuknya. I want. I'll kill for it. Duncan, I must have it.
Greed has always been the cause of evil since the dawn of mankind. There are many stories of humanity's struggles with honor and betrayal, love and hate, war and peace between the light and the dark. Transcendence is a tale of a vicious king's obsession for power. An assassin's redemption. A humble warrior. And a princess's broken promise. Destiny will run her course. And every beginning will have an end. And an end shall have its own beginning. Such is life in this realm of the living.
The beginning. And so the prince set sail for his final conquest, a war to end all wars. Beginning of a new era for Kudera. Victory would mean total control over the land of Genma Surya. Yet defeat would bring about the fall of a powerful kingdom. Ryu sensed a great event was about to take place, yet he couldn't figure out exactly what it was. His heart was restless and unsettled. To find peace, Ryu climbed up the ship's mast, looking out on the vast magenta horizon, and he prayed for their safety. revelation. Were marshalling the soldiers disembarking from the ships, Wuri was ahead on the shores fighting. One by one he slew the defenders, and for every life taken by his sword, those souls would remain on the blade. Until his sword began to feel so heavy it was impossible to bear. Being for Ryu to stop killing. A vision appeared. Ryu received a revelation. This was the moment of truth. For all the signs that he had received, from the shattered mirror in the palace to his sword unable to bear, he was warned not to proceed with this attack. That everything was a lie. Genma Surya was never the enemy. Rajati Virana was the only reason for this war, and he did it for his own greed. But alas, it was too late. The war had begun. Ryu, Rajati's most trusted steward, revealed the message to Prince Avesta while under attack. And upon hearing this, the prince froze and was almost stabbed by the golden dagger of Devi Purnamasari. In that brief moment, Ryu saw her face, and suddenly he remembered his past. The assassination of Queen Su Talurisari. And in his confusion, he thought she was the queen. Guilt sent shivers down his spine when he realized that Devi Purnamasari was the little baby being born the day he killed the queen. Resemblance was uncanny, blatant. Is she the reincarnation of Queen Su Talurisari? He asked himself. Loyalty towards Rajati was now broken. Ryu retreated and went missing. Seeing this, Baina, the messenger, was alarmed by Ryu's betrayal. And from that moment on, he would spy on Ryu's every movement. Purnama. Her entrance was magical and mesmerizing while intimidating. Swords and daggers were her weapons of choice. Prince Avesta was recoiled by her strength and beauty. Even when arrows flew towards her, she parried them away effortlessly, like a gale swirling harm away from her body. She had the chance to kill the prince, but she too was distracted by his eyes and charm. While her golden dagger continued to kill again and again, she could not take her eyes off the prince. Purnama had met her match. Though distracted, she continued to slay her enemies with ease. As both armies retreated, while the dead and injured were retrieved, the prince and Purnama did not cease to eye each other. From the distance, their hearts fluttered and burned. Oracle Oraculus observed their behavior, and she knew what lay ahead. Secrets. Prince Vesta sought Wuri, who had gone missing. But he knew he would return. Despite his strong appearance, Ryu's heart was bested by the mere sight of Devi Purnamasari. It was as if the spirit of Queen Su Talurisari resided in Purnama's body. The assassin had fled to the hills, stricken with guilt and abandonment. In the cold rain, he bent in prayer to seek forgiveness from the higher being for his crimes and transgressions. His face was awash with rain and stained with tears. And so, his dark secret re-emerged. The heart. There was no solace in justifying his crime, only blind devotion to a tyrannical king. Genma Surya had been a peaceful kingdom. Her king had taken in migrants fleeing war and persecution, and they were given protection and shelter. A heart, even if carved from stone, can be weakened by the truth, like this rain washing Ryu's once cold, dead one. At that moment, Ryo received another revelation, an impossible mission, a mission of penance. By the divine decree, the assassin must now pursue peace. Risiko. Another confrontation between Prince of Pesta and Dewi Purnamasari occurred among the swinging and clashing of swords, locked in deadly combat, yet captivated by grace. Twirling, Purnama sidestepped, causing the prince to lose his footing. He fell. "I am Dewi Purnamasari," she cried out, raising her blade to strike. But Ryu's arrow sent her sword flying from her grasp. Ryu had emerged, disguised as Purnama's guard. General Devasu had discovered his ruse, but the assassin sent his arrow before he could alert the others. And in turn, both Ryu and the prince overpowered Genmasuria's princess, and quickly Ryu used his magical pendant to slow down time. Everything slowed, except Ryu and Purnamasari, whom he held. In a heated voice, competing with the riotous surroundings, Ryu explained to Purnama Rajati Varana's trickery into attacking Genmasuria. The prince then released his sword and prostrated himself before her, an act of sincerity and respect. Purnama was confused, and she believed it to be a trap. Baina, the messenger, witnessed this scene and was shocked. Then an arrow struck the prince from the back, shattering the spell. Oraculus came to Purnama's rescue, sending them all flying with just a swing of her left hand. Kudera's soldiers came to rescue Ryu and the prince, and both sides retreated again. The event had wrought uncertainty to Purnamasari and her will.
Bukan ini pilihan dirimu, mahumu agar kau sejahtera. Pilihanmu moga bahagia. Jauh-jauh dari pantai, segalanya hanyalah janji, sehingga kau tahu erti setiap tempuhi risiko berani. Segalanya hanyalah janji, sehingga
dark of night, while Prince of Esta was being nursed, he and Rio discussed the dire situation. The options: surrender or fight till the end. The prince knew that if the war continued, more lives would perish. He recalled Khalifa, a true leader's words, and shared them with Ryu. Sacrificing your pride and saving lives is better than sacrificing lives to save your pride. Ryu nodded in agreement, but he sensed betrayal, a premonition he could not dismiss. Recite. Thus, they arrived at a decision. They vowed to end the sufferings and end the war. For the sake of the people, a peace accord was penned and would be offered to Purnama Sari. This act defied Rajati. Ryu and Prince Avesta would become exiles. Death would await them in their homeland should they ever return. Baina eavesdropped on their deliberations, and he took matters into his own hands to prevent their treasonous act from coming to fruition. Baina was sent to Purnama, Ryu by his side, bearing the accord which revealed Prince Avesta's desire for peace. Oblivious to Ryu, the messenger had also dispatched a letter to Rajati, indicating the act of treason and mutiny in an attempt to dislodge the Kudarian king. Upon receipt, Rajati was livid, and he threw the courier off the cliff. Such was his madness. Thus, Purnama and her officials deliberated, but they could not partake in the agreement. A captain under the late General Devasu, Zuni, vocalized his opposition. The commander of archers insisted the war must go on. But Oracle Oracula swayed in, urging the princess to accept the treaty. Naizaru, the guard vizier, was against it. She reminded the princess of her promise to kill the vicious King Verana and his family. She would not stand for her queen's memory being besmirched in such a crude manner. Hence, she gathered her bannermen and merged to form an alliance with Zunyi's forces. And so, Devi Purnamasari proceeded with the decision, which took an inordinate amount of time. Prince of Pesta, Wuri, and their soldiers were detained in the interim at the mercy of Purnama. Oracle Oraculus revealed that the princess must wed Prince Radha of Pesta on condition that all power would be accorded to the new queen. Nizaru and her peers were aghast at such a declaration. Purnama would ascend to the throne, despite their best intentions to allay their fears with their enemy at her side. The council went mad, yet the coronation took place. The king abdicated his crown. The Kudaran prince became the royal consort, and the queen, Maharani Devi Purnama Sari, became the ruler. The entirety of Genma Surya was in upheaval.
Are the stories of mankind and their struggles with good and evil, honor and greed, between the light and the dark. King Rajati Varana, defied by his own princely son. Devi Purnamasari, her churlish promise that now threatens discord in her new kingdom. And Ryu Wuri's role reversal from assassin to peacemaker. Their stories, each of them written by their own destiny. And every beginning will have an end, and an end shall have its own beginning. Such is life in this realm of the living.
It's